Greetings. Here we have like this. Find the range of p such that one of the roots of the equation x square minus 8x plus p equal to 0 lies between 0 and 1. Yeah? This is interesting question, right? So this is indirect question. So given quadratic equation is this, and the constant term p, he is asking us to find the range of this constant term p, okay, such that one of the roots of this quadratic equation lies between 0 and 1. Okay, now how do we solve this? Yeah, for example, let's take a general quadratic equation. Now say you have ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. Yeah, and if you compute this by completing the square form, then we can find roots of this. Directly we can find roots of this as x is equal to minus b plus or minus b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. This is a. Okay, now on similar grounds, so this is discriminant must be like this. Okay, on similar grounds we have a quadratic equation. So given quadratic equation, that is x square minus 8x plus p equal to 0. See, quadratic equation will have its prominence as long as this term is present. Okay, as long as this term is there. Quadratic equation is because of x square. Okay, so the coefficient is present. Because of this one, this quantity is having some life. Okay, if this coefficient is 0, then no x square, then you will have a linear polynomial. 8x or minus 8x plus p is a linear polynomial. Now as we have coefficient 1 here, so you have left hand side equal to 0, then this becomes an equation. Yeah, so this is quadratic equation. So anyways, now like this, just like this, now you can find the roots of this. Now what is the roots for this? What are the roots here? So minus b plus or minus b square minus 4ac. Okay, and this is sleeping inside a square root, so divided by 2. Okay, and if you solve it further, so you would get 8 by 2. You can take here what 4 common here, right? If I take 4 common, so we get now this becomes 4 plus or minus 16 minus p. All right, so 4 plus or minus 16 minus p is this. Okay, now that means you have roots like this: 4 plus 16 minus p under square root, and again you have one more root, that is 4 minus 16 minus p, second root of this. Yeah, as we have degree 2 in this equation, we have 2 roots. We don't get more than 2 roots here. Yeah, no quadratic equation will have more than 2 roots, and no quadratic equation will have just one root. Yeah, one root may repeat second time when discriminant is 0. When this discriminant is 0, then you have that possibility. Okay, so anyways, you have a couple of roots: 4 plus square root of 16 minus p, and this one 4 minus this. Now you have 2 roots here. Now in the question he is saying that one of the roots of this equation must lie between 0 and 1. Now which one out of these two we will have to choose? Yeah, because one of the roots, either this or this, must lie between 0 and 1. Now there is a great probability of choosing this root. Why? Because if I take this one, 4 plus for some p, let me take some p as some positive quantity or some p as negative quantity, whatever. 4 plus something. Yeah, 4 plus something, you get always we get positive. I mean, always we get this one greater than 4. Now he is asking us one of the roots must lie between, this is greater than 4, right? One of the roots must lie between 0 and 1. So really we can't choose this root now. Now we have this choice. Now if you choose this root, now we will try to confine this root between 0 and 1. Okay, so we'll try to confine this. The possibility we have with the second root, so we will go ahead with second root now. So second root, one of the roots we have is 4 minus 16 minus p. 16 minus p is sitting inside a square root. So now this must lie between 0 and 1. So see, again in competitive examinations, question paper setters definitely they will check your judgment skills. Yeah. So in this case you have two roots, right? 4 plus 16 minus p under square root and this one. So you must be able to judge which one of these two will fit this question. Yeah, will fit this condition otherwise. So you must be able to judge like that. So after a profound judgment, so we understood that this root can fit this condition 0 to 1. Okay, so one of the roots, this one is lying between 0 and 1. So you have to write like this. Now this is simple, right? You simplify this, you bring this 4. So if you bring 4 like this, so you have 4 on the left hand side, say minus 16 minus p. This is simple. Now you simply simplify this. Now what I do, I just multiply by negative sign throughout. If I do so, everything must change. Okay, so 16 minus, I'm multiplying by negative sign throughout, so we get greater than 3. Okay, if you do so, if you multiply negative sign with this, negative times say this one becomes greater than again. Okay, same thing here. So otherwise we can write like this: 3 less than 16 minus p less than 4. All right, now whenever you see square root, if you have some chance, you can square it. Okay, let me square it. So squaring throughout, so we get 9 is less than this, I'm sorry, so this is 9 less than 16 minus p less than 16. Okay, and you can bring this 16 this side, so this becomes 9 minus 16. So 9 minus 16 less than negative p, and now this is 16 minus 16. Bring this 16 this side. Yeah, you can bring it this side and also this side. So 9 minus 16, 16 minus 16, and 9 minus 16 is what here? This is negative 7 less than negative p less than 0. Right? Again, multiply throughout by again negative sign. So if I multiply by negative sign again to this, the same thing, the same condition can be like this. So if I multiply, this becomes 7 greater than positive p and greater than 0. All right, and again this one you can write like this: 0 p 7. Yeah, now we have concluded finally the range of p. Now what is the range of p? The range of p is, yeah, it is 0 to 7. So range of p is 0, 7. That's simple, right? Okay. Thank you. Bye for now.